Hey everybody, welcome back to Steve's Garage. As you know, I'm Steve. This is old Earl. He's our certified technician, and I'm just certifiable. Say hello, Earl. Hello, Earl. There it is, Earl. Anyway, guys, beautiful day here in Western Mass. It was 51 this morning. Last week it was in the 90s, humid, couldn't stand it, waiting for fall. And this morning, 51, a nice chilly day today. It's a beautiful day to be in the shop. And today we are going to put the cowl and the water pump on the engine. We're going to put the cowl on the front and we can get a good look at what this car is starting to look like. And we're going to walk through that with you. So anyway, let's get to it. So here I've got, this is the old water pump, the housing that came off of the Model A motor, and I rebuilt it. There's nothing to them. You have the impeller, which is on the impeller shaft, and then you have, this is the brass collar that has a it's like a grease embedded string basically that wraps around there 4 times. You screw that on, then we have a little tool to tighten that down. And I didn't tighten it all the way because I'm going to run, when I run the motor and we see if we have any leaks, then I'll tighten it till it stops leaking, maybe go another couple notches. You don't want to over tighten it to start because then you have a problem no matter what. And I put a collar in here that's on the shaft, and it keeps this shaft from going in and out, and I'll show you in a second because this shaft can slide in up to a ½ inch if you don't have a collar on there to stop it. The old timers, I guess, use washers on there, and that's that. All I do is paint the fan. Got a brand new castle nut with a cotter pin. Don't forget that cotter pin. They call it a castle nut because it has a little, it looks like the top of a castle, and you can see little Romans down there with a big fight going on. Can you see them? Yeah, they're right there. Anyway, so that's it. So we're rebuilt. And then the other thing is, when you grease it, there's 2 separate greases. There's a high temperature grease with, I guess, the 3% moly in it, which I don't know what moly is. I think that's a drug. But anyway, it's a high temperature grease because this gets really hot with the water, and they use the high temp grease so it doesn't soften up, melt down, and push out quickly. And then here you use just your standard grease, like you grease any joint of your car with, any ball joints or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's it. So let me reset up and we will get it on the car. All right. So I stuffed a rag in here for the obvious to keep critters out of there, and doesn't look like anything moved in. So we'll take these nuts off. They're 9/16. Now, I don't know if any of you guys use these ratcheted wrenches. See that spinning? But these things, I bought a set of these a while back, and they are just like a godsend. It's just so much easier when you're doing, when you have to use a wrench. Of course, I could use a socket in here, but I like to go with a smaller wrench all the time on these old stuff because I don't want to over tighten it. And I have a tendency, I'm a big dude, I have a tendency to do bad things with wrenches, and that's that. So I'm going to use a little Permatex on here, and when in doubt, put some stuff on there. There's no need not to. So let's put some Permatex on there. Hang on, I've got to loosen this up. You have 25 sets of pliers around until you need them, and you got none. We're just going to go around this outside edge with some Permatex. Not a whole lot, just enough so we know it's on there. We want to get inside the bolt holes. Like I said, you don't need a lot of it, just enough to get the job done. That part will go against the housing. The block, and we'll just put a little in here. Little dab will do ya. This is cheap insurance. You go through all this work, why do you want to take it apart again? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm talking to you guys. Are you listening? All right, what do we got? What's next? Earl, what's next? Like operation, don't hit the sides. Beautiful. Ain't that a pretty thing right there? Nice as you conquer each little problem. And when you're doing a project this, you want to, you know, when I'm done, I rebuild everything. No matter what it is, it gets rebuilt. Except, you know, the engine and a lot of things, because the engine is, you know, this engine had over 50 pounds of pressure, ice cold, and old Henry recommended, you know, 45 in cold and up to 75 hot, and anywhere in between is good. So that's what we got. It was everyone was 50 to 55 cold, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna run her. Why not? Well, Henry doesn't give you a lot of room down the bottom here. You have to think about the Henry Ford and all these guys, the Dodge brothers, everybody, Oldsmobile, Buick, and they're figuring out as they go. You know what I mean? I mean, now we look at it, we get in the car and turn the key and like, yeah, you know, hey, whatever. You don't even think about it until it's broken. Then you're like, uh-oh. Now you think about it. But these guys, you know, they were trying to figure out how to make an engine and how to, from the very beginning. When Henry came out with the flathead V8, I was like, wow. That was, you know, supersonic for them back in those days, you know. We can go 60, 70 miles an hour. Now you go 60, 70 miles an hour to the package store. Hey, I like it so far. You bored yet? Don't change the channel. Got more to come. Turn, turn, turn. Only 45 more threads to go. So like everything in life, snug it down first, then tighten them. Don't tighten one all the way up, because that's how you break the casting or something else. Break your heart if you do that. So get them tight, snug, snug, and go around one at a time and crank them down. Go around the block, as they say. That looks pretty good. And as usual, always stop a half turn before you strip it. All right, so now we'll move on to the radiator. So I'm going to keep it in pretty much the same position, the camera that is. And here is our new radiator. You can see that, not really, but anyway, new radiator. And underneath where it mounts, we have these two rubber shock absorbers. I don't know how much shocking they do, but put them under there. Go on the frame. Can you see that on the frame? Yep. Then we'll put the radiator yonder. We're going to line it up like 17 or 18 times because that's what you got to do because nothing ever freaking fits right. And we have our spring-loaded nuts with our castle nuts. We have the bolts with the spring load and the castle nut. And this goes up top and the spring goes down below. What I'm going to do is put a washer on that spring, on that nut. I'm going to add a little washer to it for a little extra oomph. Got one for the other side. Oh, and they fit. Hallelujah. Alright, so that is 9/16. So we'll go down below. Let's hand tighten those for now, and I'll get those after. And I have new rods coming for this, but for now, put an old rod on if I can find it. Yes, yes, yes. So I have brand new, these rods are 26 inches long, which are for the Model A, and but they're, you know, rusted up. One has been welded, or actually brazed, so you can see this brass. And so I got new stainless steel ones, but for what we're doing right now, this can go in, and we will get the front cowl on, because I'm as excited as you are to see a little bit of chrome on this sucker. Loosen that nut up a little bit. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. That one, and then I got this one. All right, that's on there. Now we'll get the chrome. All right. Well, there it is. Starting to come together. As you can see, not a lot of room in there. In fact, it's just kissing right here. So I've got to move that. When I get the new rods, they're just a hair longer than this, which will push that out. We won't be touching. We'll make that work. Anyway, it's always something. It's custom. Everything is adjusted, handmade, fit to order. That's what they call custom built. So another thing I did was I just got the wood out of storage here, and couldn't wait to see it on with the paint. So it's not screwed in yet, but it's all, you know, it's all fit. It's already been screwed originally, so I just have to put 6 screws in the back there. Screw that in, and then I have wood that goes all the way around here and the wood dash. But we got a ways to go. You know, there's always stuff to do. So here's the tail lights on the back end. All right. And as they say, there's the money shot. Now this thing is so cool. I keep saying that, but you know, it's my project, so been a long time coming. You know, we're a little over a year in this build. There it is with the, it's hard to get the whole thing in the frame, but that's how she's looking, you know. I'll give you another cool angle, and that's from up in the stairs. Stairs to my studio here. but looking at this from up above, pretty wild. So it's coming along, gentlemen and ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, I should say. Ladies first. And again, you know, always thank you for watching the show. We're having a good time. It goes slow. I mean, it's a lot of parts, a lot of figuring things out, a lot of measuring, a lot of ordering. The supply chain is, you know, that whole malarkey. Now I guess they're talking about more COVID-19 coming in this winter. I don't understand that whole show. Why the hell COVID-19 is going to ramp up again. It's crazy. But anyway, thank you very much for coming. This is a project. It's coming along. Got a ways to go. And old Earl is keeping an eye on things. What do you think so far, Earl? Not bad, Steve. There you go. Earl likes it. I like it. Hopefully you like it. Thanks for subscribing and all the great comments. A lot of you guys and ladies have sent wonderful comments. You know, tell me how nice they like the car, and it feels good. So we are now up to, as of this morning, 429 subscribers, and we're like 7 or 8 months into the channel here. I wish I had started a long time ago because we've done a lot of great projects, but we're going to continue to do them and just enjoy every day. Winter's coming, so we'll be on lockdown here because, you know, it'll be snowing and we won't want to be outside. Right now it's summertime, so we're enjoying the weather and working in the gardens and traveling around. So that's it for now. So thank you very much, everyone. You have a great weekend. Hug your dog, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Hug your neighbors, and don't fight. Drive slow. Wear your safety belts. Love you guys. Have a great day.